Hi everyone, my name is Jake Baker and today we'll be going over Boeing's plasma shield. So what this device is for, it is to help keep soldiers and equipment safe from the shock waves that are created from either artillery, mortars, anything like that, that when it explodes it creates that shock wave. That shock wave is not anything physical, it's just that force of that explosion that goes out. Even though it's nothing physical, it can be super deadly. If it hits a human, it messes up their insides and kills them. If it's a building or equipment, it can actually do damage to that equipment. So to eliminate this problem, Boeing patented a device that creates, and quoting from the patent, shockwave attenuation via electromagnetic arc. And so basically what that is, it's a force that is emitted from a device that is either attached to a vehicle or something that is shot out at the shockwave when that shockwave is coming towards either the person or the equipment, and that electromagnetic arc will kind of detonate or slow down the shockwave and making it less deadly, if not just completely stopping it. So it does that by using electrical energy, and it creates that electronic energy is used to create that transient medium that will intercept the shock wave and slow it down. And so how exactly does this all work is the device creates a buffer zone with different temperature, air density, and other characteristics which will reflect, refract, absorb, and then deflect a portion of the shock wave, and that is done through a combination of lasers, electricity, and microwaves that quickly heats up the air. And when the air is heated up, it is a different density, and since it is denser, it is able to deflect that shock wave. The shock wave will come, it will see that denser air, and the denser air will either slow down the shock wave or completely stop the shock wave. And what needs to happen is there has to be sensors on the device that will sense when the shock wave is incoming. It knows when the bomb is coming, that way it can shoot the buffer at the proper time and make sure that it is the proper size. So as you can see, here are some illustrations that kind of show what it's like. The orange kind of globe thing would be the explosion, and then that kind of outer ring counts as the shock wave created from that initial explosion. The blue stuff is that buffer zone created by those lasers and electronic microwave stuff that is shot out, and then as you can see, it deflects the shock wave because it's a different air density, and the denser the air, the better it does at deflecting the shock wave. Here's kind of, and then on the right is kind of another picture of it. The arc generator is what makes that transient medium using lasers and such, and then it is shot out, and then when it hits the shock wave, it slows it down or stops it. The sensor, as you can see, is there to sense that incoming shock wave and determine where to shoot the arc. So there is some limitations to the device. The device only shields a portion. It can't shield the entire vehicle, the entire building, or the entire person. Since the transient medium is so powerful and so bright and so hot that when it is in use and when it is shot, it blinds the people. So that might be dangerous in a fighting situation. If there's a shockwave, the device fires, and for that little bit of time, the troops are blinded and they can't see, so they might get surprised by the enemy, or they might accidentally friendly fire or anything like that. Another downside of it, it does not protect against physical objects, so like bullets, shrapnel, shells, anything like that. And since it requires sensors, it's not always on, and if a shockwave went right off next to the vehicle or right off by the troops, there wouldn't be enough time for the device to detect the shockwave and then apply the appropriate countermeasures to it.